يقولون أن أبناءنا شياطين، ولكن هؤلاء شياطين البيت الأبيض يصعدون كما تلاحظ. أيضا والمطار بيت السعيد والبيت الأبيض الأمريكي. السيارات هنا مستعدة للإقلاع، لكنني سأوافيكم بالنتائج قريبا.
From reviewing the footage cold, which is what I always like to do with no particular information furnished in advance, this particular video and the information that is relayed across it is very evidently what I would call information gathering. It's not that dissimilar to what we would call a hostile reconnaissance or advanced reconnaissance in the advance of some kind of action. It's looking at specific locations and doing what we would term as target verification. And quite often these kind of exercises will always precede a terrorist attack or an attack of some nature, even if it's criminal. It's, say, for example, a bank raid or an attack on a high-end jewelers. But this particular video not only shows these particular locations, but focuses on elements which no normal tourist would focus on. But it alludes to further information that will be gathered when the individual is closer to that location. And it refers to the occupants of those locations, from the White House through to the memorial, through to the airport, as you rightly say, that calls them and terms them as demons. But in addition to this, this forms part of a huge mosaic of intelligence that was gathered around al-Bayoumi, this individual, from his connectivity to embassy workers for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but also in addition to that, other individuals and information that was caught and captured by the Metropolitan Police that provided intimate contact details for leading individuals within the Saudi government. In terms of what the authorities will do with this recent release of information, many of them have had it already in their possession since 9/11, and the Metropolitan Police allegedly provided this information to the FBI. But the question mark which is raised, especially for the families of the victims of 9/11, is the culpability and the connectivity and the confirmation of either of those with the Saudi government, because they are seeking reparation and damages from the Saudi government to compensate for the loss of their loved ones and family members. Now, there has never been an admission by the authorities, either in the United States or by the UK, as far as I know, that the Saudi government may have been complicit in assisting or enabling or helping the actual attackers and the individuals involved in the attack, or of their association with al-Qaeda, who very clearly, from Osama bin Laden's own mouth, took claim as being the organization behind it. But the burden of proof now falls very clearly on Saudi Arabia and the government to provide sufficient evidence, which might be challenging, to disassociate themselves from either al-Qaeda or those individuals which inevitably were within the government. And it's not inescapable that there may have been a rogue element within the government that did act complicitly in this terrorist attack. In terms of the detail and just this video in isolation, there is some pretty damning evidence that draws direct connection from his association to the al-Qaeda pilots that flew into the Twin Towers, to diplomats from the embassy and the consulate in Washington. And again, it's looking at all the evidence together. And in any of these types of situations, particularly in counterterrorism, it's finding direct parallels and very clear connectivity. And in this instance, there are many, many conclusive findings that one can draw purely from this video and how it was implemented. And I have undertaken similar exercises in a counterterrorism capacity for clients within a key point security methodology to try and identify weak points, where vehicles are parked, what is transportation nearby. This is not what you would conventionally see in a tourist video.